In this video, I am going to discuss the problems from exercise 7.3. So all these problems are based on permutations only. Already we have done two exercises. So exercise 7.1 also is purely based on permutations, and in exercise 7.2 we have seen the representations of factorials and permutations, right? So we have dealt with two cases when we are solving the problems from exercise 7.1. We have discussed that in permutations we'll see two cases. One is that the permutations when the repetition is allowed, and second one is that the permutations, the number of permutations when the repetition is not allowed, right? So here just I would like to add one more point here. If the repetition is not allowed, here we can use the permutations formula as well. Here we can use the permutations formula as well. The permutation formula says that when you are trying to arrange R things from n things, when you are trying to arrange R things from n things, that can be determined by using NPR. What is NPR? NPR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial. NPR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial. We have discussed how to get n factorial value and how to get n minus r factorial value. All these we have discussed in the last two videos, right? So when you are trying to arrange R things, R objects, or any R things out of n things, then we can use this formula directly when the repetition is not allowed. That means for R distinct things from n things, right? Now let us start solving the problems. So how many 3-digit numbers can be formed by using the digits 1 to 9 if no digit is repeated? Right, as I told you just now, you can use directly formula. You have to get 3 digits, right? So 3 digits out of 9, right? So 1 to 9 we have 9 digits. When you write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we have 9 digits. So out of 9 digits, when you try to form 3-digit numbers, you'll get 9p3. That will be equal to 9 factorial by 9 minus 3 factorial. So 9 factorial can be written as 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 factorial by this is 6 factorial. So 6 factorial get cancelled, and 9 into 8 into 7 is, so it is right 9872, and it is 14, and then 504. Okay, so 504 3-digit numbers can be formed by using 1 to 9 if no digit is repeated. Or can we check that in the general way we have done it in the exercise 7.1? Let us check that method as well. See, here we are trying to form 3-digit numbers, right? So now there are total 9 digits are available. So you take any digit here, either units place or tens place or 100 place, right? So how many digits, how many ways we can fill this box here? We can fill this in 9 ways, right? So suppose if you fill this box with one of these numbers, let us say that we have filled with 3, then how many numbers are available again? We will have only 8 digits available. Okay, we'll have only 8 digits available, so that it can be filled in 8 ways, and then it can be filled in 7 ways, because 2 digits we have already used in this place and in this place, so that the third box can be filled in 7 ways, because 7 digits only available, right? So now total it is 9 into 8 into 7 ways we can arrange them, so that will give you 504 ways we can arrange these numbers to get the 3-digit numbers out of 9 digits. I hope it is clear. Yeah. Now let's look at this question. how many 4-digit numbers are there with no digit repeated? How many 4-digit numbers are there with no digit repeated? How many 4-digit numbers are there actually? So the 4-digit numbers will start from 1000, right? So up to 999 will have 3-digit numbers, and from 1000 to 9999, right, we'll have 4-digit numbers. So now you need to identify how many 4-digit numbers are there with no digit repeated. Let's see that. If you see that 1, 2, 3, okay, 4-digit numbers, and how many digits can be used here? We can use from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We use all these digits, right? From 1000 to 999, 9999. We use all these digits. That means how many digits we have here? Total 10 digits. But out of these 10 digits, here 0 cannot be used in this place. As a first digit, 0 cannot be used. If you use 0 here, it becomes 3-digit number. So that how many ways it can be filled? The first box can be filled in 9 ways only, because 9 digits only available to fill this box. Because we cannot use 0 here. So we can fill it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, any number except 0. Okay. Now let's see the magic here. How many ways we can fill the second box? If you go with the second box, let us say that I have used here some 2, right? Now how many digits are available? So if you count it from 1 to 9, there are 8 digits available. But what about 0? Can I use 0 here? Of course I can use, right? 0 can be used either in the tens place, units place, or 100 place, but not at the thousands place, right? So now 0 is also available. So apart from 2, remaining all digits are available to fill this second box, so that we can fill it in 9 ways. What about this third box? Third box can be filled in 8 ways, and this can be filled in 7 ways, because no digit is allowed to repeat, right? So how many 4-digit numbers are there with no digit repeated? When the no digit repeated, so these are the ways we can fill each box here. So total how many? 9 into 9 into 8 into 7, right? So on simplifying this, you will get 4, 5, 3, 6 ways. Okay, on simplifying this, you will get it 4, 5, 3, 6 ways. What about the permutation formula? Can we use permutations formula to solve this problem? Let us see that. So in order to see that, so let me take each and every box separately here. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So there are 4-digit numbers we are trying to find out. So now here, so this box is fixed for only 9 digits from 0 to 9. I have total 10 digits, but I can't use 0 in the first box, so that we can fill with remaining 9 numbers, right? 9 digits. So 9 digits. So in how many boxes we have to fill here? 9 digits. We have to fill in only one way. That means we are trying to arrange 1 digit out of 9 digits. 1 digit out of 9 digits. What about this? So in these numbers, so how many numbers are available? After I have used here 1 number in the first box, 1 digit in the first box. So then remaining 9 digits are available here. So 9 digits, right? Total 9 digits are available. And how many digits we are trying to arrange? 3 digits we are trying to arrange. So that the total number of ways or the permutations is equal to the total 4-digit numbers is equal to 9p1 into 9p3. So what is 9p1? 9 factorial by 8 factorial into 9 factorial by 9 minus 3 factorial, that is 6 factorial. Here it is 9 minus 1 factorial. So 9 factorial can be written as 9 into 8 factorial by 8 factorial. And this can be written as 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 factorial by 6 factorial. So this get cancelled. This get cancelled. So 9 into 9 into 8 into 7 is 4536. Okay, we'll get 4536 numbers. I hope it is clear. Now let's go to the next problem. See, how many 3-digit even numbers can be made using the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 if no digit is repeated. Here, this is a conditional permutation, right? So, we have to form 3-digit numbers such that all the numbers should be even numbers. So, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sorry, 5 is not there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, right? So we have to form 3-digit numbers such that all the 3-digit numbers must be even numbers. What is the condition for even number? In the units place. In the units place, this is units place, right? This is units place, and this is tens place, and this is hundred place, right? So in the units place, we should have the even number, right? It should be filled with even number. Then you will get all 3-digit numbers as even numbers, right? How many even numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, right? That means this can be filled in 3 ways. Okay, units place can be filled in 3 ways. Now we'll go with tens place or 100 place also fine. Okay, so when you go with tens place, suppose if I have used here 4, okay, then how many numbers are available? So we'll be having 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, total 5 digits are available here. So these 5 digits can be arranged in 5 ways. And what about 100 place? So now I have used 2 numbers already. So how many digits are available? So there are total 4 digits are available. So that 4 ways. Okay. Therefore the answer is 4 into 5 into 3, which is equal to 60 ways we can arrange these numbers to get 3-digit even numbers. So what about the formula? Can we use the permutation formula here also? Let us see that. So whatever you have, right, the condition, that box let us take separately. Okay, conditional box. Okay, let us call it as conditional box. So in the units place you must have the even number, right? So let us take it separately and remaining boxes separately. So how many numbers are available to fill this units place? 3 numbers are available. And how many ways we how many digits we are arranging? Only 1 digit out of 3 numbers. So that 3p1 is the permutations for this box. And what about the second box? So once I have used 1 number here, how many numbers are available? There are 5 digits are available here. So out of 5, 2 digits we are trying to arrange. So that 5p2 is the, that's it. Now 5p2 into 3p1 is your answer. So 5 factorial by 5 minus 2 factorial into 3 factorial by 3 minus 1 factorial. Right? See, this is 3 factorial and this is 3 factorial will get cancelled. And then 5 factorial by 2 factorial. It is nothing but 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 and 2 into 1. Right? So you will have 16 ways or 63 digit numbers which are even numbers. I hope it is clear. Now let's go to the next problem. See, find the number of 4-digit numbers that can be formed using the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if no digit is repeated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So obviously this is 5p4. Out of 5 numbers we are trying to arrange 4-digit numbers. Right? Out of 5 digits we are trying to arrange 4 digits. So that 5 factorial by 5 minus 4 factorial. So 5 factorial is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 and 1 factorial. 1 factorial is nothing but 1. Therefore 5 into 4 into 3 into 1 is 120. Okay, you'll get 124 digit numbers here. Right? And how many of these will be even? How many of these will be even? Then units place is restricted to only even numbers. That means you cannot fill the units place with 1 or 3 or 5. Right? We cannot use 1 or 3 or 5 to fill the units place. So now to form the 4-digit number 1, 2, 3, and this is the units place, and for the units place there are only 2 digits are available, right? Only 2 digits are available. So this can be filled in 2p1 ways. Okay, 2p1 ways. And what about this? This can be filled. We have 4 digits available for filling these 3 places. So 4p3 is the permutation. So 4p3 into 2p1 is equal to, so 4 factorial by 4 minus 3 factorial is 1 factorial, and 2 factorial by 2 minus 1 is 1 factorial. So this will be equal to, so 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 and into 2 into 1. So 4, 4, 16, 48 even numbers are there out of 120. So there are only 48 even numbers, right? Now we shall go to the next question. From a committee of 8 persons, in how many ways can we choose a chairman and a vice chairman, assuming one person cannot hold more than one position? Indirectly, it is given that repetition is not allowed. When the repetition is not allowed, and we are trying to select 2 persons out of 8, so that 8p2, right? So that this is 8 factorial by 8 minus 2 factorial, which is equal to 8 factorial by 6 factorial, and it is 8 into 7 into 6 factorial by 6 factorial, which is equal to 56. That's it, right? So we are trying to select 2 persons. Suppose if you take it in the boxes, okay, either you have to select a chairman. Let's say that, if you are trying to put this box for chairman, and if you want to select any one of the 8 persons for the chairman, then this is 8 ways. After selecting one person to chairman, the vice chairman, we can fill in 7 ways, because already one person selected here, only 7 persons are available here. So 8 into 7 is 56. Or you can do it in other way also. For vice chairman, you can take 8 chances. Then for chairman, we will have only 7 chances. So total 7 into 8, 56 ways. Now let us solve this problem. So find n if n minus 1 p3 is to n p4 is equal to 1 is to 9. Maybe I will write it as, what is n minus 1 p3? N minus 1 p3 can be written as n minus 1 factorial by n minus 1 minus 3 factorial, and this is n factorial by n minus 4 factorial, which is equal to 1 is to 9. Maybe this can be written as, so n minus 1 factorial by n minus 4 factorial. Let me write it as n minus 1 factorial by n minus 4 factorial is to n factorial by n minus 4 factorial, which is equal to 1 is to 9. So now, I can write it as, in other words, let us write it as, so that is n minus 1 factorial by n minus 4 factorial whole divided by n factorial by n minus 4 factorial, which is equal to 1 by 9. That is what is the meaning of this ratio, right? So now this get cancelled, and we are having n minus 1 factorial, right? N minus 1 factorial. So just, you can keep these brackets here, okay, to avoid any confusion, by n factorial. N factorial can be written as n into n minus 1 factorial. We have seen that, which is equal to 1 by 9. This get cancelled. Now you can do the cross multiplication. So the 9 is equal to n, or n equals to 9. So the value of n is 9. I hope it is clear. Yes. Now let's see the 7th question. Find out if 5pr is equal to 2 times 6pr minus 1. So it is just similar to the previous problem. Okay, 5 is nothing but 5 factorial by 5 minus r factorial we have here. And then 2 into 6 factorial by 6 minus r minus 1 factorial we have here. Right? So this further I can write as 5 factorial by 5 minus r factorial. 2 into 6 factorial by 6 minus 1 is 6 minus of r minus 1, right? So 6 minus r plus 1. So that 7 minus r factorial. Right? So this 7 minus r factorial, can I write it as 7 minus r factorial? Can we write it as 7 minus r into 7 minus r minus 1 into 7 minus r minus 2 factorial? That is what we have seen in the previous videos. So 7 minus r into 6 minus r into 5 minus r factorial. It can be written like this. So let us substitute that. So we'll have 5 factorial by 5 minus r factorial is equal to 2 into 6 factorial by, so 7 minus r into 6 minus r into 5 minus r factorial. So now this 5 minus r factorial and 5 minus r factorial will get cancelled, right? So now you can get, right, 5 factorial. Maybe you can write like this also. So 5 factorial into 7 minus r into 6 minus r is equal to 2 into 6 factorial. So now 5 factorial you can take to the right hand side. So 7 minus r, let me expand it. 7 into 6 is 42. Okay, let me write 7 into 6 minus 7r minus 6r plus r square. So 2 into 6 factorial by 5 factorial. So now this is 42 minus 13r plus r square. So 2 into 6 into 5 factorial by 5 factorial. This get cancelled, right? So now we'll have r square minus 13r plus 42 is equal to 12. You can take 12 to the left hand side, so that r square minus 13r plus 42 minus 12, that will be 30 and is equal to 0. Right? You can subtract 12 on both the sides, in other words. Now, in order to solve this problem, we have to simplify it, or we have to factorize it. It's a quadratic function, quadratic equation. So now, in order to simplify, you have to take the factors of 30. Okay? We have to take the factors of 30, which add up to minus 13. You can see my video on splitting middle term and getting factors of a quadratic function or quadratic equation. Okay? And you'll get that r minus, it is r minus 10 into r minus 3. That will give you this. Now either r minus 10 is equal to 0 or r minus 3 is equal to 0. So that r minus 10 equals to 0 or r minus 3 equals to 0. So that this is either r is equal to 10 but r is equal to 3. Right? But in the given formula or given equation, you can observe here it is 5pr, right? So in the formula NCR, okay, or NPR, so in the formula NCR and NPR, N is always greater than or equal to R. Okay. So R can never be greater than N, so that 10 cannot be the answer because 10 is greater than 5. So that R is equal to 3 must be the answer for this first one. Now let's see the second one. 5pr is equal to 6pr minus 1. It is just similar to the previous one, only there is no 2 here. That's it, right? So can we take directly, from the simplification 5pr, what we get? 5 factorial is equal to 6 factorial, which implies 5 factorial is equal to 6 factorial by 7 minus r into 6 minus r. Or we can take this to the left hand side. So 7 minus r into 6 minus r is equal to 6 factorial by 5 factorial. I have taken directly from here. Okay. Only just except 2. You can write the remaining thing as it is, right? That means you can write the up to here also. You can take 42 minus 13r plus r square is equal to 2 into 6. Instead of 2 into 6, we take 6. Okay. So let us write that. 42 minus 13r plus r square is equal to 6. Right. Now take this 6 to the left hand side. You will get r square minus 13r plus 36 must be equal to 0. Again we got a quadratic equation. So now the split the middle term. Now to get the factors of this quadratic equation and equate them to 0. So now here what are the factors? We have r minus 9 into r minus 4 is equal to 0. How to factorize these quadratic functions? Again you can watch my video on quadratic equations, the factors of quadratic functions and solving quadratic equations. Right? So r minus 9 is equal to 0 or r minus 4 is equal to 0. Either r is equal to 9 or r is equal to 4. Again the same problem here. If you take r is equal to 9, it will be greater than 5, so that r is equal to 9 cannot be the answer and r is equal to 4 must be the answer. I hope you got it. Now let's see the next question. Yes, here is an interesting question. How many words with or without meaning can be formed using all the letters of the word equation, using each letter exactly once? Again there is no repetition. When there is no repetition, easy to answer. How many letters are there? E, Q, A, T, I, O, N. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of 8 letters, so we have to form, using all the letters, right? So we have to form using all the letters. So out of 8 letters has to be arranged so that 8p8. Okay, 8 letters has to be arranged out of 8. So 8p8. So 8p8 is 8 factorial by 8 minus 8 factorial, where 8 factorial by 0 factorial, and 0 factorial is nothing but 1. Therefore, it is equal to 8 factorial. We know that 0 factorial is equal to 1. So this is the answer, 8 factorial ways, or you can simplify it. 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Right? So if you simplify it, you will get 40,320. Words can be formed with or without meaning. Right? So 8p8. Now let's see the next question. How many words with or without meaning can be made from the letters of word Monday? M, O, N, D, A, Y. Total how many letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 letters are there. So let us use 4 letters are used at a time. 4 letters are used at a time. That means, you have to form a 4-letter word, okay, from the given 6 letters. So then as usual, right, how many ways we can take the first letter, first box? 6 ways, because 6 letters are available, and then 5 ways, and then 4 ways, and then 3 ways, right? Or you can write it in the formula, that is, out of 6 we are trying to arrange 4. So 6p4, right? Out of 6 letters we are trying to arrange only 4 letters. Then that will be equal to 6 factorial by 6 minus 4 factorial, which is equal to 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 factorial by 2 factorial. So this get cancelled, and this is 30, 120, 360. We can get 360 words, when you use 4 letters at a time. What about all letters are used at a time? This is a very easy one, right? That is 6p 6 times. So that will be 6 factorial in another way. So 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Right? So you will get 720 words. All letters are used, but first 2 letters is a vowel. All letters are used, first letter is a vowel. Okay, sorry, it's not first 2 letters. First letter is a vowel. Let's see that. So out of MONDAY, okay, we have total 6 letters. Out of 6, how many vowels are there? We have this one is vowel and this one is vowel. So O and A are 2 vowels are available. So now the first letter should be a vowel. Let's see that. So if you want to find, a word by using all letters, but first letter is a vowel. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this first letter must be vowel and remaining 5 can be any letter. Right? So now how many vowels are there? 2. Out of 2, how many vowels we are trying to arrange here? So we are trying to arrange 1, so that 2P1. Okay? Into. So how many letters are available now? So what we will already we have used here. Let's say that A I have used here. So how many letters are available? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So 5 letters are available. So that 5 out of 5. Right? I can take any letter. Only the condition is that first letter must be vowel, and that is done, and then I can take any letter. So 5P 5, that is equal to 2 into 5 factorial. So that will be equal to 2 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Right? So this is 10, 12, 24, 240. Right? So 240 words can be formed, if you want the first letter as a vowel. Now let's see the 10th question. In how many of the distinct permutations of the letters in MISSISSIPPI do the 4 I's not come together? Let's see that. MISSISSIPPI. Total how many letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I hope it is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So total 11 letters are there. Okay, now we have to get the distinct permutations of the letters such that 4 I's not come together. Okay, 4 I's not come together. So now let us see that how many distinct permutations we can make. Okay, even though I's comes together without bothering about. Let us say that. So the number of distinct permutations can be made. Distinct permutations can be made. How many number of distinct permutations can be made? We have total, out of 11. Okay, so you are trying to get 11 letter words. Okay, so that 11P11 will give us the total number of words irrespective of whether I's come together or S come together, right? By considering each and every letter is distinct. But here all the letters are not distinct here, right? You can see that there are repetition of the letters. See, I is repeated 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 4 times it is repeated. So we have to take the similar terms we get through these I's. So how do you take that away? So by dividing it by 4 factorial. And S is repeated 4 times. So that this also you have to take 4 factorial times. And P repeated twice. And then take 2 factorial. Okay. Whatever the letters which are repeating, so that factorial you have to divide to avoid the same words coming together. So that you will get here, it is nothing but 11 factorial by 4 factorial into 4 factorial into 2 factorial. Right? So the 11 factorial can be written as 11 into 10 into 8 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 factorial. And then 4 factorial into 4 factorial into 2 factorial. Okay. So 4 factorial get cancelled. Right. And then we have 4 factorial here. Maybe you can simplify it. 11 into 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5, and then you can write 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 into 2 into 1, right? So 3 here, and 4 times 8, and then 6, maybe 3 9s, 9 7 63, 63 into 11 into 5, so which is equal to 34,650 on simplifying it. Okay, we will get. So how many distinct permutations we are getting here? 34,650 permutations. But here the question is that you have to get the distinct permutations of the letters. Okay, do the 4 i's shouldn't come together. Okay, all 4 i's should not come together. Let's see that case. So how many words are there in this number of distinct permutations? How many words are there which are with all 4 i's together? Let's see that. In order to understand that, let me draw a box here with 4 i's. 1 2 3 4, and remaining all 7 letters we have here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so now all i's are together here. Okay, all i's are together, and remaining all 7 letters are we have here, right? So all i's are together here, so it forms one here. Okay, if you see that, it may form like, we are trying to arrange 4 i's out of 4 i's, then how many arrangements we can do? Only one, right? Maybe if you see it as a formula, 4 out of 4 we are arranging, and i's are repeating 4 times, so 4 factorial, which is also equal to 1. So one way we can arrange them. And so what about this? So we can arrange this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? Total 7. So we can arrange these 7 letters in the 7p7 ways, but this also should be included, right? These all 4 i's can be included, as all these 4 i's always come as a single letter, right? You can include these 4 i's at any, between any letters here. That means you will see that there are total 8. Okay, 8 letter combinations, 8 letter permutations, so that you can do 8 out of 8, and you can see the repetitive numbers. So what are the repetitive letters? Sorry, repetitive letters. S, 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 that is 4 S are there, 4 factorial, and then P, there are 2, so that 8P, 8 by 4 factorial into 2 factorial. So into 1, so because inside this 4, so there will be only one way we can arrange them. So 8P, 8 is nothing but 8 factorial by 4 factorial into 2 factorial. This is nothing but 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 factorial by 4 factorial into 2 factorial. 4 factorial get cancelled. And what about the 2 factorial? 2 factorial maybe you can just like 4. So now it is 42, and then 42 into 20, so 840. So 840 ways we get 840 words we get where all 4 i's together. So now if we do not want the words with all 4 i's together, what do you have to do? We have to subtract these words, the number of these words, from the number of distinct words, right? So what is that? 34,650. So that the required permutations is equal to 34,650 minus 34,650 minus 840. In these words, you will not see that the words, where we see all the i's together. Okay, so on subtracting this, you will get that 33,810. Okay, that is the answer. That's it. Now let's see the 11th question. In how many ways can letters of the word permutations be arranged if the word start with P and end with S? In how many ways can the letters of the word permutations? First, let us take the letters of the word permutations. P, E, R, M, U, T, E, T, I, O, N, S. Total how many letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Total 12 letters are available. Now let's see. If the word start with P and end with S. Okay. So how many ways can the letters of the permutation can be arranged? Let's see that. So let's take for the first question. Let us take all 12 letters together. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? So now what is the condition is that? So the first letter must be P and the last letter must be S. So these two positions are fixed here. The first position, last position are fixed. So only we can play with, the positions in between the first and last. Right? Only we can arrange the letters which are available. So from this position to this position. How many positions are there? There are total 10 positions are there. For that, how many letters are available? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? There are 10 letters are available. So for 10 positions, so how many permutations you can get? 10p 10. Right? How many positions you get? 10p 10. And now you can look after if there are any repetitions. How many repetitions are there? Let's see. T is repeated twice. And are there any? No, that's it, only T. So that we have to divide with 2 factorial, right? To avoid, the words we get with the same letters. Suppose if you see that, let's say that book, right? So in this book, whether you write O here or you write O here, so the meaning remains same, right? I mean, the positions remain same, right? So there is it is not different from this. Even though you take it as O1, O2, so O2, O1, so it is these two are same. When these two are same, then we take only one of these two. Right? We take one of these two, then there we have to take, by 2 factorial so that avoids all these repetitive words. Okay? So now what's the answer? So 10p 10 is nothing but 10 factorial by 2 factorial will be the total word starts with P and end with S. I hope you'll be able to get this value. So on simplifying this, you'll get 1814400 words. Now let's see the second one. All vowels are together. So when vowels are all together, how many vowels are there in permutations? P, E, R, M, U, T, E, T, I, O, N, S. We know that, right? Vowels are nothing but A, E, I, O, U. Right? A, E, I, O, U are known as vowels. Let's see how many vowels are there. So let us see that. How many vowels are there? E is a vowel here. U is a vowel here. A, I, O. O. All vowels are there. Right? So if you want all vowels together, let us take all vowels together here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's say that A, E, I, O, U. And what about remaining? So remaining all 7 letters we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So now total how many we can make, all vowels together, so that all vowels together they form, one letter. They act like one letter. We have to always take them as one letter, and you can include anywhere. So all vowels must be together, so they act like one letter. And how many letters are there remaining? 7. So that 7 plus 1 is, so now it is like we have 8 letters. There are 8 letters available. So for 8 letters, how many ways we can arrange them? So 8p 8 ways we can arrange them, right? 8p 8, and you can look after any repetitions. what are the repetitions we have here? So t is repeated twice, so that by 2 factorial, right? So that 8p8 by 2 factorial is the total number of ways we can arrange them. But if you look at here, what about this? No, this comes as single letter, right? But you can see here, right? We can rearrange this EAIOU, right? Instead of EAIOU, I can write IOUAE, or I can write UEIOA, right? So we can form different different arrangements again here. So how many arrangements can be done here? 5p5 out of 5 letters. We can we are trying to get 5 letter word, so that 5 out of 5, so 5p5 into 8p8 by 2 factorial. This is nothing but 5 factorial into 8 factorial by 2 factorial. These many words we can get when all the vowels are together. So on simplifying this, you will get these many ways, right? This is the number you get, so that these many words we can get when we want all vowels are together. Now let us see the third question. There are always 4 letters between P and S. There are always 4 letters between P and S. For that, let me take here how many ways we can arrange them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? There are always 4 letters between P and S. That means what are the positions of P and S? Suppose if I take here P, then 4 letters 1, 2, 3, 4. So that S must be here. Right? So that this is one combination I can go. Right? So if P is here, S will be here. Right? Then remaining letters, that is from, out of 12, P and S P positions are fixed, so that we have 10 letters remaining, right? So out of this 12, so P and S positions are fixed, so again 10 letters are remaining. So now with these 10 letters, how many arrangements we can make? So 10 out of 10, so 10p10. And if there are any repetitive letters, you can take that. So what is repeating here? T is repeating, so that it is 2 factorial, right? We can make. So then, P and S only should be fixed here. Suppose instead of here, if I write P and S here, let us say that P and S. So does it make sense? So does it answer our question? 4 letters between P and S? Yes, right? Between P and S, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 letters we are getting, again 10p10, 2 factorial. That means either you can do it like this, or P and S can be arranged like this. So that means when I say that R, we'll get one more chance, right? So that means +1, and suppose if I take P and S here, so that is another +1, right? Or I can take again, you can get these many arrangements. So 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say that P and S here, or P and S here, or P and S here, or P and S here. Okay, so total how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means we can arrange all these letters in 7 ways. The P and S itself we can arrange in 7 ways. After fixing the positions of P and S, we get these many words, right? So that is 10p10 by 2 factorial into 7. So now is the problem over? Actually no. Why? Because if you see that instead of taking P and S like this, suppose if I take S and P, okay, suppose if I take S and P combinations, let's see that. So first I take S and then I take P. What I would get? I take S here, 1, 2, 3, 4, P, right? So if I take 4 letters between S and P, so does it match this question? There are always 4 letters between P and S, right? Here he didn't mention that P should come first and S should come next. Then this is also possible, right? This is another possible case. So that means how many possibilities are there again? So I can take S and P here, S and P here. I can take S and P here, S and P here, S and P here, S and P here, and S and P here, and S and P here. Right? These many ways we can get again. So how many ways are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again 7 ways. Right? So that means either you can get PS combination or SP combination. Here we are using either you can get P and S or S and P. By keeping P and S you cannot get S and P combination, right? So we are using R. R means you have to add this. That is 10P10 by 2 factorial. Right? Once you fix the S and P positions, you will get these words, and 7 times you get this. R means what to do? We have to add these two. So what is 10P10 here? 10P10 is nothing but 10 factorial. This is 2 factorial into 7 plus 10 factorial by 2 factorial into 7. Maybe I can write it as 10 factorial by 2 factorial into 7 into 2. This get cancelled, and 10 factorial into 7. Right? So what is the 10 factorial value here? So let's see, the 10 factorial into 7 will give you, so it will end up with this number 25401600 words you'll be able to get on this combination.